Hi, Diamonds. Good evening. Welcome you all. Welcome. Trust your day has been beautiful. Wow. So today, welcome to the live stream. Let me just welcome every single one of you to the live stream. It's so good. It's so good, you guys. I think I'm getting more confident coming on live. So please like the live stream. All right. So we have two main things we are going to be talking about today on the live stream. Okay, it's going to be a quick one. I'm not going to waste your time. All right, drop your diamonds in the comment section as you come in. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining. So please drop your diamonds, I want to see your diamonds and like the live stream. Okay. Okay, so you guys, the very first story we're going to be starting with is with Dante Bowe. Dante Bowe, you guys, you know Dante Bowe, Maverick City now. He used to sing with Maverick City, this gospel group. Jireh, you're enough. You know that song? I will be content in every circumstance. Hello, thank you for joining the live stream. Jireh. So he was part of Maverick City. They used to sing gospel songs, like really nice songs. There's one that my husband loves. It's the voice of God. It's the voice of God. So a couple of months back, there was this news. I think I did something about that news. Then that he went to a club and he was caught in a very compromising manner. So, and the music band, they took me out of the group, right? I'm looking for the right word, I can't remember the right word. So that was where the whole rumor that him leaving Maverick City and all of that started, and he started hanging out with secular musicians. Hi, good evening. Thank you for joining the live stream. Please like the live stream. Hanging out with secular musicians and secular artists, and people began to raise eyebrow like, what is going on with brother Dante? What is going on with brother Dante Bowe? There was even one video. I can't remember the details, but there's been a lot of issues about Dante Bowe. Then he goes on a long break. Then he I think he partnered with this particular church in America that they are like, come as you are, and people went for a particular concert by this church, and there were a lot of issues. The pastor was just going left. Do you understand? You know, when you think you are going for a concert to worship God and just enjoy the presence of God, and you get to a place and they're telling you heaven is not real, or it's a fiction of your imagination, So a lot of people were really disappointed because they went to that event because of Dante, right? So all that has happened, people have moved on and all of that. So Uncle Dante now brings out that he is bringing out a new album. All the while he has been singing with a group and all of that. So people were like, okay, no problem, we're expecting your new music, we're going to support you, we're going to do all of that. Hi, thank you for joining the live stream. That is how Uncle Dante released this very, hey. When I first saw the video, I was confused. I was like, okay, wait, hold on, hold it. What is going on here? I was like, what is happening? The music video, turn me on, give me the rhythm, wind me up, do it. So people were like, hey, what is happening though? Hey, what has happened to brother Dante Bowe? Hey, from singing is the voice of God to wind me up, to wanna make him turn me up, the wanna make him. So honest, I'm not even going to front. I was like, okay, this song is, I like the song, but what is going on? Like, are we having midlife crisis? What exactly is going on? And because people have been like, brother Dante, what is going on? What is happening? This is his Instagram page, you guys. So and sometimes I just go. I initially, I was like, what's happening? So he says that he wants to bring out like different music projects, and not just be stereotyped to like only the normal churchy type of music. I don't know, what do you guys think? You guys talk to me. What do you think? And some people have the opinion that he's going through a phase. People should be more supportive. People should not just throw away the baby and the water. You know how Christians can be sometimes. And so some other people are like, no, he has lost it. He should choose, he should pick a side. Like, pick a side. Do you want to sing gospel? Or do you want to sing what's it called? Secular? And I was having a conversation recently, and someone was saying that maybe they must have told him that there's really nobody who is singing like Wyclef Jean right now, and he really can step into that shoes and make a lot of money, because at the end of the day they say money is a major consideration for a lot of these things. But I don't know, what do you guys think? To be honest, I feel like if the music video wasn't so risky, I personally won't have a problem with it, because we need good music. Like, I don't listen to gospel songs 24/7. There are sometimes I just want to listen to a song that is jivey, that is a love song. You understand? I like to listen to those type of songs. All right, that's me personally. Okay. There are some songs that I know that they are way out of line. There are some songs that I can't listen to. There are some songs that if I listen to it and I pick up the spirit behind that song, I was talking to a friend of mine recently. Hi, thank you so much for joining the live stream. Please like the live stream, guys. So I was talking to a friend of mine recently. There's a current song in Nigeria that's currently trending. Like, it's like number one song in Nigeria. I can't sing it, but it's a Benin song. So I was telling my friend that the first time I heard that song, and I love to dance. Anybody that knows me knows that I love to sing and I love to dance. I just love to dance. And the song is quite catchy. Do you understand? But when I heard it, there was something about the song that my spirit was not just going with it. So I was like, I just like, it's not everything I will dance to. Let me leave it. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. We have 3 people. Please like the live stream, okay? You guys like the live stream. I will not talk again. No, please, I want to see the likes. All right, and put your diamonds in the comment section. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to sing this song. All right, I'm just going to pass. So recently, the original owners of the music, or there's some sort of contention between this new musician that sampled the song and the original owner. So there's a dispute as to the ownership of the music. So an elderly old man came out to speak, and this elderly old man is a renowned spiritualist and African traditionalist practitioner. In fact, he was the one who had issues with the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa when they wanted to bring like witches to Benin City to have like a international witches festival that the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa stood against. I was like, no wonder. And the man was talking about the history of the song and how the song had some really deep spiritual meaning, and they had to water it down to make it more acceptable to the public the very first time it was published to the public. I said, no wonder, because the first time I heard the song, like, it was really a good danceable song. It's number one song right now. It's trending everywhere. I just couldn't. There was just like I don't know how to put it. I want to vibe to it, but there's something like, no, don't do that, don't do that. So do you understand? I understand that there are some songs that you know that where this song is coming from, but there are some just normal love songs, songs about lives. There are secular songs that we can dance to. Okay, some people don't believe that. All right, that's, I'm not here to argue, but so when I heard Dante's song, let me go back to Dante. I was like, oh, I wish the video wasn't as risky as this. It's really not a bad song. This is my personal opinion. It's a song that you can go to the beach, you can dance, and you move on. But a lot of people are not having it. People are like, choose a side. If you want to sing gospel, sing gospel. If you want to sing secular, sing secular, because it also has a mix of gospel songs as well as secular songs. So it says he's experimenting, and to be honest, I wish him well. Okay, I know that everybody goes through different phases in their lives, and I pray whatever he's experiencing, he comes to know exactly what he wants to do. Okay, for himself. So yeah, that's about Dante Bowe. And you guys share your thoughts with me. What do you guys think? Should he pick a side? Or okay, so let me read something from his IG page. He says that God speaks to me so clearly when I am alone and it's quiet around me. He cares more about our future than we do. Listen to the things he tells you. Some people call it a gut feeling. I call it the Holy Spirit. I can't lose if I stay close to Jesus and far away from religion. It's my personal relationship, and that's the only thing that matters. To be honest, is so true. Everyone has their personal relationship, and you know, I was saying something on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me over there, follow me on TikTok, follow me everywhere. Okay, just, and you guys subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. We want to get to 20,000 followers, okay, before the end of the year. I know we can achieve that. That's, sometimes God will give you different instructions, and everybody's pattern is different. Okay, it's so different. So I wish him all the best. That's what but I would like to hear your thoughts. I would like to hear what you think about it. So the next story, if you haven't liked the live stream, please do like the live stream, guys. Okay, thank you. Pastor Brian Houston of the Hillsong Church. Wow, I've been following this story for a while. I did a video, I think about 6 months or 7 months ago, and it's one of those stories that I feel like it's a learnable time for everybody. Like, there's something to learn from this whole debacle that Pastor Brian Houston has been experiencing. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Please like the live stream. All right, so anyway, after months of these old accusations, yes, to be honest, he even had to, Pastor Brian Houston had to step down because of the whole accusations. He has been cleared. So it's going to be a long read. Okay, so you guys, we are here, let's have fun together. Like the live stream. Okay, if you come, you catch the replay, please do like. All right, so according to the BBC, they posted and Pastor Brian Houston actually posted on his Instagram. So should we read BBC or his own first? Let me read his own first. Okay, Pastor Brian Houston. So he says, not guilty. Can you guys see? I know it's flipped to the other side. It says that this was 3 days ago. It says, well, yesterday, after a very long saga came to an end, finally I was vindicated by an in-depth judgment which compellingly pulled apart the prosecution's arguments one by one. The magistrates described my actions as the exact opposite of a cover-up. They had accused him of covering up his father's indecency over 30 years ago. So the magistrate now said that his conduct throughout this thing is opposite of what he was being accused of. It says sections of the media have been complicit by building a narrative on a completely false premise regarding the circumstances. They purposely omitted in their narrative that when I first became aware of the allegations against my father, the victim was a 37-year-old man who did not want the police involved. It was a historic complaint from 1970 when the victim was 7 years old and I was 15. I was completely unaware of the abuse until I was 45. So what he's trying to say is that the very first time he was aware that his father had a secret dark past to himself, he was 45 years old, and the person who was a victim in this case was 37 years old at the time, and the person did not want to get the police involved. This issue had already been reported when this person who is the victim, they had reported when the person was 7 years old. So he must have been 16 when the case was reported, and he was not aware of what was going on. Okay, thank you for liking the live stream, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you for dropping your comments. Share with me your thoughts in the comment section. Okay, so they say it has also been ignored that these abuses did not happen at Hillsong, but rather many years before Hillsong even existed. So this issue had happened before he even started his own church. But the people who were running with the narrative that, oh, he ignored the abuses carried out by his father, they completely omitted that part of the story. You understand? So he says that, he continued and he said that documentaries, they've lied, they've twisted the fact, they've confused timelines. And let me just finish reading before I talk. He says that they have intentionally misled people with a narrative hell-bent on discrediting an influential church and turning a noble name into a bad name. I will speak about this in more depth in the days coming ahead. On the steps of the courthouse, I expressed to the large media throng my deep sadness for all of the victims of my father's evil crimes, but I am not my father. Thank you to those who stood with me every step of the way, while others have sadly ducked and weaved. Better days ahead, and all gratitude to God. Much love, Brian and Bobby. You guys, Pastor Brian Houston has experienced a very, very traumatic. Imagine you being accused for what your father did. Make it make sense. Initially I was thinking that this whole thing was about some women accusing him of being inappropriate. So when I read this yesterday, I was surprised. I was like, what? Are you saying that people are accusing him for something his father did? It's just like, I'm a grown woman now. I have a little child, and God forbid I get involved in certain things. Would you not arrest my child for my own indiscipline? I don't know if you understand. That's what happened to Pastor Brian Houston. According to the story, he said that the very first time he heard that his father was, people in the church, he was about 15. The person involved was 7 years old. The person was already a grown person when this matter was on. Do you understand that they brought the issue to the limelight, and the person did not want the police to be involved? And because of this, he had to step down from his church. They took away everything from them. The last 1 year or thereabout, whenever I see them on Instagram, my heart always bleeds. It's not easy to build anything in this world, whether it is a ministry, whether it's a business. Do you understand? Just imagine you've poured your heart into growing a brand, then you now grow the brand to a certain level and somebody brings an accusation that your father did. There's a difference that somebody did something. If it's somebody that did something and you know that, okay, this person is the one that committed this crime, that everybody will shout, everybody will talk, but you're not accusing somebody for the crimes of their fathers. And I'm grateful to God that the legal system where he lives still works. You understand that there's no mago based on populist views, because that there are sometimes when people carry a news, they just run with it, and nobody wants to look at the facts, nobody wants to look at the intricacies of the case. But because everybody is saying, oh, we are not going to agree, we must burn down this place, everybody just goes with the mass thinking, and nobody stops to say, okay, let's look at it from another part. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. So I'm just so grateful. Let me look at what BBC had to say. Hi, thank you for joining the live stream. Thank you so much. Good evening. Please like the live stream, you guys. Like the live stream. There are 2 people watching me right now. Like the live stream. Like it. Just hit this thing that looks like this. I like it, okay? Thank you so much. Okay, so according to the BBC, they say Brian Houston, Hillsong Church founder, cleared of concealing his father's abuse. The thing is, I can't even how do you conceal your father's make it make sense? Oh, good evening, Mama. Thank you so much. Please like the live stream. Thank you, Ma. How do you hide what your father did? Does that even make sense? I don't understand though. So according to them, they say Australian prosecutors had argued that Brian Houston tried to cover up his father's sexual abuse to a child in 19. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you for hiding his father's victim. Okay, in the 70s. The church founder only learned of the abuse decades later and said he did not report it because the victim by then was an adult and did not want the police involved. So are you people seeing that this world is wicked though? The person that has the issue, the victim, did not go to police station to go and report what they did to him. They now said they should arrest another person, the son of the perpetrator, for not reporting it to police. Which kind of problem? Hey God, I beg you. Which kind of problem is that one? They say Yoruba people say Akoba Adaba Olorun Ajare. How do you people speak it in Yoruba? Before my Yoruba people come and beat me. So they said Frank Houston, that's Brian Houston's father, died in 2004. It is believed he has used his position as a pastor to abuse as many as 9 boys. That's so sad. So they said somebody who has waived his right to anonymity was 7 when his family hosted the New Zealand preacher at their home while he was on a tour in Sydney. It was then that Frank Houston actually abused him for the first time. The abuse continued out several years when the pastor moved to Australia. Prosecutors had contended that Brian Houston was involved in hush money paid to Mr. Sengstock some years later, and that he wielded his powerful influence to cover up the abuse allegation. They argued that his only focus in responding to the claim was to protect the church, and that to the extent that the victim did not want the police to be involved. But on Thursday, Magistrate Gareth Christophe ruled that Mr. Houston had a reasonable excuse under the law not to do so. I do not see any reason why a convenient excuse may not also be a reasonable one, he said. Speaking outside the court on Thursday, Mr. Houston called his father a serial pedophile and admitted the extent his crimes will likely never be known. So let me even pause. This is a very serious issue. That's why all of us parents, we have to be careful. Now, on one hand, Brian Houston's father is actually guilty of these things. Do you understand? Nobody is saying he's not guilty. But let's even play this scenario. How can a pastor go and visit another pastor and he begins to actually use the child of the pastor in the pastor's house that they live in? May God have mercy on all of us. So that's why even taking children to church, all those things, one has to really put our eyes down, because the parents of the victim would have said, oh, he's a man of God, he's on evangelical tour, he's coming here, and they did not know that such things was going on. And they said that over 9 people this man actually, you understand, I don't want to mention the words because of YouTube and all of that. Now, it's a very sad situation, and that's why we all have to be very careful and don't be over trusting of anybody, whether pastor's wife, brother, sister, nobody. Don't be trusting of anybody, okay? Because just look at the kind of emotional scars that these people would have had. But it still doesn't justify them wanting the son, who is Hillsong father, the founder of Hillsong, Brian Houston, to now pay for the crimes of his father. That doesn't make any sense, to be honest, if we are being sincere. So they said, Brian Houston said, I am not my father. I did not commit the offense. A 69-year-old man. His father died in 2004. He said, the BBC continued, they said, Brian Houston founded Hillsong 40 years ago. Hillsong has become a global mega church known for a brand of modern day evangelism that has attracted millions of followers. Okay, the verdict is the accumulation of a decade of speculation about a cover-up by the church. So they've been saying that Brian Houston and the church, they were trying to cover it up. How, you people, let's even reason this matter. If you have a claim, you have a genuine claim, are you not the one that is supposed to go to the authorities and lodge your complaints? And there's even a I don't know about other jurisdictions, but there's even a limitation of time in which you should put in your complaint. Okay, and this is not bashing victims or any of those type of things. That's why we keep saying that once those type of things happen, go to a hospital, go and get medical reports, file your complaints immediately. Don't wait till 30 years later and come and be accusing the children of the person that did something to you. It doesn't make any sense. Face your grievance with the person, the culprits, or do you understand, the predator, not the children of the predator or the person who did something to you. You get? So Brian Houston said he had previously described the moment his father, his hero, confessed he had actually abused a boy as like jets flying into the twin towers of my soul. At the time, in late 1999, Frank was revered, considered a founding father of the Pentecostal movement in Australia, and Brown himself was on a meteoric trajectory. Not only did he lead his own congregation, the seed of mega church Hillsong, Brown led the entire denomination. It fell under then the Assemblies of God. So the Sydney court had evidence that Frank Houston's victim was daunted by the prospect of speaking up about such a powerful family and felt pressured by both his relatives and the church to keep quiet. In some of the court cases, most shocking evidence, Mr. Sentok detailed meeting Frank Houston at a suburban McDonald's restaurant in late 1999. It was there that the 61-year-old said he was pushed to sign a scrunch-up napkin in exchange of about $5,000. So Brian Houston's father that tried to pay this victim $5,000 in 1999 when the person was a young man as at that time. It is unclear what, if anything, was written on paper, but Mr. Sanctor said, "I was paid for my silence." Mr. Houston told the court he knew about the money. He consulted a lawyer over the matter and passed the advice on to his family, and he said before asking them to keep him at arm's length from it. I always tell people, anything you are doing today, especially if you are a public person, always have 20 years in mind ahead of time, because guess what, everybody is always going to look for something. They are always going to be sniffing around for something to use against you. It is the world that we live in. So look at Brian Houston said, as at that time in 1999, when his own father offered to pay off this person, he had to go and consult lawyers that, what do? I don't want to be involved in this issue. I don't know if you understand. And they advised him on how to go about it. Just imagine if his lawyers had not advised him in 1999. This is more than how many years later? We are in 2023. He had to step down from his church family. He has gone through a lot for this same issue. It would have been worse than this. Just imagine if he had he had followed his father to go and pay that guy the money that time. They will have evidence to hold against him. So everybody, you have to be careful and don't just think about now. Anything you are doing, always think about 10 years from now, 20 years from now, because people are not smiling. Okay? So according to them, they said the group discussed and accepted legal advice, which said they did not need to make a report because the victim was an adult, according to the minutes of their meeting tendered in court. You see why it is important to keep records. So there was a record of the meeting that they had with their lawyers. And okay, so this supposed victim collected the money as at that time in 1999, right? And so Brian Houston and his own team, they had a meeting with their lawyers, and their lawyer said, well, he's an adult. It's not a case of a minor. It's not a case of a child. This is an adult. He has collected the money. There is no need to go and report it to police because it is an adult that we are dealing with. Just imagine if they did not have the minutes of meeting of that particular meeting. I don't know if you understand. There will be no evidence to show that they now use now almost 20-something years later that has cleared him of the allegations. So they said the meeting log was then sealed. Frank's retirement was announced in internal messages, and he was paid a package to leave Hillsong. Okay, so the father was a part of Hillsong at that time. While Brian considered to AOG Church could have been more forthright about why Frank was standing down, he said he stood by the decision not to report to the police. I believe we did the right thing, that I personally did the right thing, he told the court. Within a year of the meeting in 1999, Brian had learned of more allegations. His father had abused several other boys in New Zealand. However, as more victims came out of the woodworks, Brian still did not go to the police. He told the court he did not think his father was a danger to the community because he was 82 and the offending was historic. I'm here to learn as well, because we all learn every day. The people who were coming out, is the onus of responsibility not on them to go and report to the authorities? What is Brian Houston's role? Why is it that they are insisting that Brian Houston should have gone to report his octogenarian father. As at the point that they are talking about, the father was already 82 years old. So most of these things had happened when the father was a younger pastor. You understand? So is it not the responsibility of the victim's parents and guardians to have reported the case to the authorities? Why are they insisting that Brian Houston should have reported? Because that's the basis of the entire allegations. So they said they pointed to sermons Brad had given where he told thousands of churchgoers about the predatory, very serious moral accusation against Frank, and a letter sent to AOG pastors in 2001 using similar language. So he had preached about the fact that his father had been predatory, and there was a letter to that effect. So where is the hiding of the matter? Where did they now come up with the fact that he was trying to hide his father's sins? So they say ultimately Mr. Christophe ruled that the prosecution's case was too weak. Yes, it was too weak, because to be honest, if Abiyepo should help me reason the matter. If somebody does something to your child, will you wait for another individual to go and report the matter? Doesn't make sense. It's the parents that will say, this is what happened to my child, let's go and report it, because they are now saying that why did Brian Houston not report the matter? Because he is now a big pastor and now has a big ministry. Please let me drink water. Excuse me. Please like the live stream, guys. Do you understand? He now has a big ministry, so he has to be a scapegoat for what his father had done. It doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't make sense. I know we live in an age where pastors have to pay for everything, but this was a weak case. It's just unfortunate that he had to go through personal embarrassment for what his father did. He's not the one that did it. It was his father that did it. Okay, and he did not hide. He was not even hidden, because they were saying there was a cover-up. How can there be a cover-up when they wrote letters to the Assemblies of God documenting what they knew at the time? You will say that there is a cover-up if there was no trail to show that they actually explained. He even preached a message talking about what the father had did. So how was there a cover-up? How does it make sense? So anyway, a lot of people's lives have been tragically altered, and for that I will always be very sad. This is Brian Houston talking now. Mr. Seng talk outside court. He told reporters he felt the case had exposed how other people are taking it upon themselves to speak for him. Clergy, child sexual abuse survivors still do not have a voice in this country. He said he suffered 45 years of trauma from both the abuse and the response by the church. I deeply feel sorry for the victims and for every other victim who has experienced any type of whether in church or outside the church. But we all must also know how legal matters work, okay? Because the law is not emotional. Do you understand? It's really terrible to hear that a authority figure, someone who is an authority figure in the eyes of the public, would do that to people. But in building up your case, you need to have your evidence, and apart from that, you can't delegate the onus of proving your case to a person's child and accusing the person's child. It doesn't make sense, you guys. Okay, it really doesn't make any sense. But I'm glad that Pastor Brian has been cleared. I'm also glad that light is being thrown out to the fact that don't just trust or be too trusting with your children because it's a church community or any of that, because a lot of things happen. A lot of abuse happen within church walls. So don't just leave your children laissez-faire like that. Don't be too trusting, because usually it is people who know you that can abuse your children. You understand? And I pray that God will keep giving us wisdom. So I'm going to end the live stream here. This is almost 1 hour. Thank you so much, guys. Please like, and share with me your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about the whole case? Like I said, like the judge said, the case was just too weak, and I totally concur with what the judge said. So please share your thoughts with me in the comment section. Like the live stream, guys, share, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.